My name's Chase Emerson. I work with our sales operations and demand gen. It's a fancy way of saying that I have two call centers. We have about 45 people calling every day, and I work with our sales enablement for both inside and outside sales, as well with our marketing department to work with partners like Megan in Modernize, as well as we probably have about 12 partners at all times running leads into our call centers, setting appointments, and tons of follow-up. So look forward to spending the day with you all. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, Megan, I think the last point, I saw Steve, he popped in and he said, but they're retired folks, right? I mean, it could play into what type of lead you're buying. If you're buying a multi-leg deal, for me, I've found that sometimes people can be overwhelmed with how fast their phone rings and with multiple numbers. And so I'd say, look, don't be afraid to try something different, right? If you don't get it on that first contact, that's where following up really can help. And also, we do things with A/B testing on different numbers. So we'll use local area codes, as well as we have a registered, company number that we can actually get through with some of these screening devices, and it says Posigen, right? And so if you can work with your agents to get your name out there, your affiliates, to kind of, maybe either put your logo somewhere or somewhere where they're more apt to say, hey, wait, that's that phone call I was looking for. I filled out that lead form. I want their information. Whereas what Megan was saying is folks just are less likely to answer on numbers that they don't know these days. So all good feedback, Megan. Being that this is a podcast today, I wanted to prepare something really simple, something that you could remember. And so we were talking about incentivization. And for me, it's 3 C's, right? Everyone's going to start with and want to know their compensation. And so here, I just wanted to share with this group that for us, it's very important that we compensate our teams both on kept appointments, not set, but kept appointments. And we also incentivize them for the approved sale. Why do we do that? I can tell you a lot of people kick it back and they tell me, hey, I'm inside sales. I can't, help if a deal sells. But this is how we bring the follow-up through. We actually have our inside sales teams setting appointments, confirming appointments. They even follow up with customers after the initial sit to see how it went. And this is how we've created that buy-in, by really bringing folks into the company's overall mission, not just let me set a quick appointment to get paid. And so that's important to me. Second, competition. Everyone's looking at gamification these days. We live and breathe competition. Every day, people have activities that they have to achieve. And as Megan told you, there's screens, there's Slack channels, there's automations built to basically notify people all through the day when they hit 50% of their activity, when they've done 100%. When they set an appointment, they get to pick a video that plays. And I can tell you, Cardi B plays a lot in my call centers. And so, everyone gets they get used to who's basically appointment set, theme goes off. And so as soon as someone sets an appointment, you can see other folks reacting on the phone, off the phone, high-fiving, really get excited for team wins, which is a perfect segue into the last C, which is culture. This is the most important thing you can do when you're building a call center, or like I like to call it now, a contact center, is you have to build a culture that is focused on, first for us, it's helping people. You see the mission here. But it has to be focused on fun, and it has to be focused on team wins. This is a tough job. There's so many people talking about bad numbers. What do I do with them? What do I do with no's? I have so much rejection. This is how you fight that. You really have to build a culture that's motivated around, let's have fun while we work through this. And we really want to help people. We have a reason to do this. We push through the no because people want to be helped, and we know that we can do that. And so that's really important to me when it comes to incentivization. And then the other thing we prepared for you all today is automation, right? I think a lot of this call's about that. You saw what Hatch can provide for you. It's great. I'm going to step back from that a little bit, and I'm going to say for me, again, I kept it really simple. We're going to go about the 3 Ps now. Right? For me, it was about defining our product. And I think when you look at your product, you have to determine that. Megan said it, right? If you're dealing with ACs in the hot, you're going to have to be really focused on speed to lead. For us, we're in solar, we're in roofing, we're in energy efficiency, and we've built a really unique value proposition. And it's important that I know what that value proposition when I'm building the rest of my automation, right? And so when I understand now my product, I have to look at people. You have to have good personnel. And so with a highly competitive product, one product where maybe your competitors are at the same or very close price point, and there's not a bunch of different value you can bring to the pipeline, it may be very important that you focus on someone who's self-motivated, who's a grinder, who can push through objections. Whereas in my business, we're really focused on people. We're focused on helping them, and we do it in such a different way that we really focus when we're hiring people on what's drawing them to the opportunity, right? If they're mission driven, if they want to help people, we actually hire folks for that reason instead of maybe the person who's got 20 years of experience of hammering the phones. And so I think it's really important for everyone here to define your product, to define then what people you have to have in this role. And then once you have that set, you can start to build that process, right? If you need to have speed to lead be the first thing, Hatch is a great product for you. If you are looking to build really good relationships, Hatch is still going to be a good value, and other things are still going to be there, but you may want to do different things first. You may want to prioritize the people. You may want to prioritize a texting or an auto dialing system. For me, it's really about our cadence, right? The way we follow up with people, we try to do things different, right? So everyone's going to call within the first 5 minutes. We call as well, but we're going to get beat sometimes, and that's okay. And so we continue to follow up with people around their schedule. We send them emails and different pieces of information, trying to build them deeper into our funnel so we can make a meaningful contact at some point to share the message. And we know when we do, we convert at a high rate. And so that's really the importance of follow-up to Posigen. So for me, from a straight compensation, when I build a plan for a rep, I'm actually incentivizing them when it's kept, right? So when they set it, we get excited about that every day, right? That's a stat on your leadership board. You get a, like I said, a Cardi B video potentially playing, but they're going to get paid when it's kept. And then they're going to get paid again when that deal is actually approved. So even if it signs, it has to get through our approval. If you're going through a time of the month where you need a lot of appointments, Josh, it's so easy to just jump in there and say, hey, first person that sets 5 appointments today gets, $20, $50, $100. Depends what your, service is and what your margins are. But throw a little bit of money around, throw an experience around, throw a trip around, and you'd be amazed to see what people can do. And as they break through those barriers that they placed on themselves, they look back and they say, wait, if I did 10 for this trip, I can do 10 every day, right? And it's just been fun to watch. We've changed a lot of lives in the call center, and I enjoy it. Hey, I know we had McKenna's question. That's something I can actually start with. Awesome. So how do you handle bad numbers? First off, know it's part of the game. It is 100% part of the game. And so you need to check to make sure that it's not out of line, but definitely, coach your reps that, hey, make the next phone call. It's okay. What do I do with my vendors from that standpoint? There's really 2 options. Some people do returns. I actually opt to not return. I think our time is better spent working on the next sale. And so with some of my larger vendors, we've actually negotiated pricing around it. You can get discounts. There's things you can do. So I would say work with your partner and see what you can do about, working through those things that are just going to occur. You're going to get bad numbers. You're going to get quote unquote bad leads. There's no bad lead until the lead's name says, do not call me, right? It happens. Just don't let it mess you up. Keep pushing. What's the best time to call people? I think there's been a ton of that here. I think the easiest, quickest guidance is, less than 5 minutes. You really need to be in that window. I fail sometimes, it's okay, but try to get there. Look at automations and different things to get yourself there. And then when it comes to people having Google screen their phone calls, I'd say the best thing here is to do some A/B testing. Like I said, we do some of our phone calls under our branded call out name. We do some calls under a generic, I say generic, but we use zip codes to be able to identify with that person's phone call. Testing those things out to see which one you're going to get a better contact on, or even moving things through sequences. If you want to start by contacting someone with a local number presence, start with that. If it doesn't work, pop them over to your company. It could be that they're waiting for your call, right? Like folks have said, they wanted this information. Sometimes you just have to get a little unique as to how you reach out and how you follow up to catch their attention, because so many people have already dialed in. Hey, Steve, I saw you said it was, that's tough to buy a lead. That's a non-working number. I was going to try to type it to you, but I think it's quicker for me to just to nail out. For me, what gets me through the tough part, because yes, it is tough, is to define goals before you get into something like this. And if you're already into it, you can always refine those goals. So for us, we look at our cost per opportunity and our cost per acquisition. And so if you're defining what you are willing to pay to get an appointment and what you're willing to pay to get a deal signed, that really helps getting through this, right? Because you can look at the numbers and say, yeah, okay, I had 10 bad numbers, but look at my cost per opportunity. It's in line or it's better. Look at my cost of acquisition. It's where it needs to be and it's better. And if those things aren't matching basically what you're looking to receive from your investment, then that's when you build really good relationships with folks like Megan and folks like other affiliate managers. And you say, hey, look, this is the defined goals. This is where we need to be. Let's take a look at these lead sources and see what we can do to adjust. What do I need to do different? Because it could be you. And then what does the affiliate need to do? Because we have to either get in line or decide that this partnership isn't going to work. And I found that all of my affiliates, they're really keen to understanding that there's two parts of this business. If it's not working for the contractor, it's not going to work long term for them. So they're willing to work for you.